Yeah.
You're just happy because it's almost over.
Woo!
Ooh.
Yes, Starlight's off right. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
April Fool's food truck on a sadly normal Business Pants Friday. No fancy experts. Well, another cancellation.
Look, fancy experts are fancy for a reason. They're fancier than us. They have things to do. They don't have time to waste with us.
That's Mossy, Matthew Muscardi. There's Ari, Data E-ish, Queenie, Data Queenie. There's Emma, Lurking E, Lurker. Oh, Emma's got a coffee today. That's a good look. I like that. Very weeds of you. Very weeds.
Thank you. That's what I was going for.
Okay, let's get back. Come on, hit the music again. Let's get into March Sadness. Come on.
Yes, I want to see it.
Big controversy. Big controversy.
Yeah. I'm not happy about this.
Let's get right to the controversy. And there's no need to fade that music down completely. Let's just keep it. Yeah, come on.
There is a need. It's 2 minutes.
It's grating.
It hurts Emma's brain.
To me, like keeps me going alive. All right, let's get right to the controversy. That's more like party boat. That's not controversy. Now listen.
Who took my media board?
The final 4 games have been played. They played them last night. They went late into the night. We have our winners. First, I'll get you to the winners, and we'll get to the controversy. Amazon beats Zoom 2-1, and here's the surprise. Maybe it's not a surprise. Salesforce takes down Apple 2-1. Okay, Matt's booing, probably because he had he had Apple to win his bracket. But I'm going to remind you, Matt, before we get into the controversy, that these are both Apple and Salesforce are number 2 seeds. So this is not a weird.
No, it's not about losing. It's about getting screwed. This was not a fair game.
Are we sure it's not about losing?
So Matt's not winning?
A little about losing.
Emma and Ari are both right about this. Let's get into the Apple Salesforce matchup. First of all, Salesforce took the point on share price because its stock was lower. Apple squeaked by in greenwashing 3-2, but a good fight there. Again, this is the greenwashing news releases only over the past 3 days. So pretty incredible there.
Wow.
But here's where Matt's pissed off, is that no matter how many times I ran it through the Google Trend system, Salesforce sucks kept trending above Apple sucks over that time period. And I know Matt has a long-winded explanation about estimation and everything, but that's the way. That's it. Matt, what are you pissed about?
All right. Look. Yeah. The Google Trend system requires 7 days in order to make when you have very little data in order to make an index. So Google Trends created an estimated amount. The way the index works is it creates an estimated amount in the lack of data. So it estimated that Salesforce was at its top possible 100. It basically just defaults to 100. So Apple has data. Salesforce has none because the time was so compressed. And therefore it said that Salesforce sucked trended more than Apple sucked, but it was like a default estimate. It was a phantom call. Apple basically fouled out.
So you're saying the refs are in the bag for Salesforce?
Look, if Facebook is willing to hire like a Republican consulting group to smear TikTok, I think Salesforce paid off the refs to make themselves win.
Blah, blah,
Here's where you're wrong. Yeah, blah, blah, blah is right. Matt's really upset because he picked Apple to win the whole tournament. Here's where you're wrong, though, is that Google Trends had estimates for everybody, for Amazon, Zoom, and Salesforce, but not for Apple. That's just tough.
It had it for Apple. It didn't have it for Salesforce. Well, it had. Look, Apple's
the only one with a zero. It's the only one with a zero.
People search so much for Apple sucks that it actually has data.
And here's where it doesn't matter.
Fault.
Here's where actually
matter. I don't think anyone searching Salesforce sucks.
Well, I don't know. Don't forget, Salesforce owns Slack now, and I think people might hate Slack because it means work.
I don't think people make that association, Damien.
Okay, well, this is not about thinking, though. This is about actual online data. And when I plug these companies,
does? Because I just had to explain this to somebody.
Still don't really know. When I plug in the data on the Google Trends website, I get numbers for 3 out of our 4 Final Four companies. It doesn't matter, Matt, because the way our tie-breaking system works, that even if Apple took this category, it would have been a tie, and the tiebreaker goes to the share price. So,
Look,
Salesforce would have won.
All I know is that
yeah.
Free Float Basketball Association in the offseason is got to have a meeting to talk about this rule. It doesn't work. Whatever.
What does that have to do with basketball? How dare you?
Sad ball. Sad ball. They're gonna change the sad ball rules. It doesn't work. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, again, it's moot because Salesforce would have taken this contest. Let's get to the highlights here. We got some good greenwashing highlights. Apple had out of the playbook of Amazon, had a big wonderful picture of a female person of color. In this story, lettering artist Belinda Koo on the power of creative community in iPad Air. Clearly one of those visual greenwashers that Matt used to cover with CSR reports.
Love them.
And then also Apple had a story called Apple launches $50 million supplier employee development fund. Okay.
Ooh,
and then Salesforce, in a losing effort in this category, but again, the winner overall in this game, had one called 2022 Equal Pay Update, the Salesforce approach to pay fairness. I got a question for you on this one, Matt. So they did an analysis of all their employees across the globe, and they found 8.5% of their global employees required adjustments. Of those, 92% were based on gender. Why the hell are they getting this wrong in the first place? Like, they've been doing this for 7 years. How do they need to do this audit every year? How are they catching 10% of people like women being paid below what they should be paying anyway?
Well, I mean, look, to Salesforce's credit, if you're doing this audit every year, it means what you're really exposing is manager bias, like mid-level manager bias, because they are setting the salaries of their employees.
Right.
So
how is this not standardized?
I mean, look,
at this point,
it's not that it's standardized or not standardized, because you're paying for performance, and you know how those squishy performance metrics that
performance. Yeah. Who does your boss like?
The place we used to work for a while, they would give you a rating,
arbitrarily,
rating.
Completely arbitrary.
They love ratings over there.
It would be like a 1 to 5. It was impossible to get a 5, and like 6 people got a 4. Everyone gets a 3. And
I was always 3.
And then there's like 2s, and I don't know anybody who got a 1, but they basically just got fired.
I know a few.
But it was make believe. I mean, it's basically
that's
make
the problem.
believe.
Yeah.
And you do an audit to find out you're not really adjusting. You're adjusting the pay to make it equitable, but it's really not about adjusting the pay in the long term. It's about finding like biased middle managers who suck at their jobs. That's what I would hope.
Okay. Thank you for that. Moving on.
So
that sounds like a man who got a lot of 2s and 1s. Yeah, Ari?
This is from last year to this year. That's 8.5%. Because they do the audit every year, so
they do it every year.
Okay.
Yeah, and again,
it also could be because women don't ask for raises as often.
Could be. Yeah, blame the women. I like this. I like when Ari blames the victim. It's my favorite part of Ari. Now listen, Salesforce is sucking a lot in this tournament. I know we do make fun of Salesforce a bit. At least you guys do. But I still think that all things going, they seem to do a lot of things right over there. I don't know. It could be me.
They have a music festival.
I know Emma's making a face.
Sadness. It's not do things rightness.
Okay, let's move on. The next game in our Final Four, Amazon taking down Zoom. No surprise here. Kind of expected Amazon to take this. Zoom,
how did they do it?
I'm going to tell you how they did it. Both of their share prices dropped. Everyone's share prices dropped, actually, in the tournament. But Zoom took a point here because they had a really shitty price drop. But here's the greenwashing highlight. This is where Amazon is a true star. I love Amazon.
This is the story of the tourney. So Amazon's greenwash machine.
This is 3 days. None of this is made up, people. I go to, I have my websites. I go to the official press releases. I count based on the date of release. Over 3 days, Amazon managed to post 7 greenwashing stories. Here are the highlights. Technology powers art and social equity at AWS and beyond. That's a good one. Amazon opened second humanitarian aid hub in Poland. Amazon's assistance in Ukraine. Rising fuel costs and supporting Amazon's transportation partners, and meet the woman leading the legal team behind Amazon's acquisition. That's impressive.
That's
impressive.
Lot. There's a lot of things happening. Yep.
But Zoom, to its credit, did have a good one called "How Zoom is Driving Rural and Regional Development in Ireland Through Co-working Hubs."
Nice try. Nice try.
Anyway, so we got our final matchup all set. Amazon versus Salesforce. That seems like a pretty good matchup to me. Here's the bad news: we have no winners. Once our tournament, the brackets are busted. Matt is done. That's why Matt's so pissed off. Whoever Kyle is, he's done. I think the winner is, and we're gonna have to do some kind of a point system. We do have ways that we have points awarded to the winners in each round, but O'Shea really does seem like the winner. Whoever this O'Shea person is, I think it's made up. But O'Shea has one alive still, and that's Salesforce. So good for O'Shea, but not the winner. O'Shea picked Netflix, and some dude, aka loser, named Greg, also has one team alive. Amazon, but not the winner. Greg picked Uber. So there you go. That's
what do we have against Greg?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm hoping it's my friend Greg, and I'm just happy to call him a loser. But I don't even think it is. I think it's a random Greg.
Matt, get off of my media board.
So 2 people beat Matt? Is that true?
Yeah.
We don't know yet. We'll do the score. No, we're going to tally it up. We're going to tally it up. We don't have an outright winner.
Should win. Okay. But so that means like either Greg or O'Shea should get some swag. I think it's going to be O'Shea. If we're doing
I'm pretty sure it's going to be O'Shea. All right, let's move on. That's March Sadness.
Boo.
Okay, let's get the story of the week. Let's do our traditional Friday news show here. Story of the week. A first story here. Here's the first big one. Drive-thrus are coming for casual dining at Applebee's.
What? Okay. Damien.
April Fool.
Oh, yeah.
Where's my laugh track? Come on, where's my... Yay. No, I don't get a laugh. Then.
Fine.
Oh, God.
Thank you. All right, that's not real. Okay, moving on. Here are my real stories.
I like that the laugh. It's clearly not real because it like turned off when one.
I can't believe Emma actually got pissed at me. I mean, that's I can't believe how well that actually worked.
You have a reputation that precedes you. So.
But I'm glad
I never know what you're. Yeah.
I was told by one of the most serious ESG people I know. I talked to this week.
This is that in the mirror. He was looking in the mirror.
Their favorite part of the show is Damien. No joke. They said, and I said, 80% of what comes out of his mouth is nonsense, right?
Maybe that's good. Maybe we need some more nonsense.
So far, all I've heard is their favorite parts of the show are Emma, Damien, and Ari on Fridays. What the fuck, people?
Here's what pisses me off about Matt is that I put so much effort into the pre-production and into the performance of these shows, so much that it exhausts me constantly, and Matt calls it nonsense. Why does he call it nonsense? How dare him? All right, come on. Let's move forward.
How dare him?
Damien, you had me with that one. I was thinking about the logistics, so good job. Next.
By the way, not to reveal the truth here, but when Matt is talking about a leading, what'd you call them, ESG expert? What'd you say?
Serious ESG person.
He was looking in the mirror when he was talking about this. I'm his favorite. All right.
Well, that's true.
Here are the real stories of the week, and I renamed the headlines for you because I wanted you to know what I was thinking. First one, here's the renamed headline: Another CEO gets away with unruly behavior.
Oh.
Who's the CEO? What's the real story? Will Smith smacks Chris Rock. Wins Oscar in Wild Academy Awards. I had to slip this one in.
No.
I had to slip this one in. Look,
I know it has to be there.
He's basically a CEO. I mean, he's a big producer. He's a big dumb actor. I'm already seeing websites plugging some other shows. He's whatever. I know. Let's move on. Let's move on. The next big story of the week. Here's the translated headline: Another creepy CEO oligarch is talking like a creepy world builder and nobody seems too worried, despite people named Trump and Putin. Okay. Here's the actual headline.
Is this a real CEO or is this another?
Yeah, this is all real.
CEO?
This is just I'm renaming the headlines. Because I wanted you to know what I was thinking when I picked these headlines, Ari.
This is the nonsense that Matt was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, this is nonsense.
This is what I meant.
And you're all lucky because I actually had 5 more of these that I edited out because I'm the only one who edits around here. I'm the only one who edits around here.
We're unlucky. There's still 5 left.
Here's the actual story that nobody seems to be caring about, but this stuff still happens. Here's the actual headline. Elon Musk reveals, for some reason, I don't even know why he's revealing this, reveals 3 existential threats he's scared of, including a declining birth rate, religious extremism, and artificial intelligence going wrong. People,
wait, in that order?
Is a CEO
Isn't
selling
he, like,
cars.
in charge of that?
But he's just selling cars. Like, what are we doing here? We should be afraid of what's coming from this guy eventually. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Is he planning all 3 of those things?
I don't exactly. Who knows?
They're going to be Tesla features soon.
Who knows? He's already look. I mean, I know it was a joke, but he already is like saying he's going to fight Putin. So I don't know what's next for this guy. What's going to happen? I know, Emma, you agree with me. You have to be a little bit.
No, I absolutely do.
Yeah.
Especially given the artificial intelligence, because isn't he working on AI? Isn't that the whole thing where his
Crappily.
his microchip company that's supposed to be implanting?
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the one.
He's in charge of it. So if it goes wrong, isn't it his fault?
Yes. Well, maybe he's worried that he's an evil bastard.
He should be correct.
I would much prefer if he works on a declining birth rate. Do that instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he already had a secret baby.
I think that he's concerned about the birth rate going the opposite direction. I think he's worried about
baby already.
Yeah.
No, but he has we know about 8 of his babies. Why does it have to be secret?
He has 7. He just had his 7th, I believe.
Well, no, he has 8 because it's a secret one.
Well, now it's his 8. Yeah, true.
Elon and Grimes had a baby that no one knew about, and then Grimes
second
gave an interview in her house, and a baby cried, and the reporter was like breaking the news about it because she's a reporter.
Yep, that is the truth.
Okay, moving on. Thank you for that, though.
He's trying to help it.
I like it. Here's the next translated headline for Story of the Week. Another CEO has no shame being a hypocrite when he sees dollar signs. Here's the actual headline. BlackRock CEO who once labeled Bitcoin an index of money laundering is changing his tune on crypto. That was fast.
Give me the crypto. Just wait for the first BlackRock crypto index.
Yes. Featuring an NFT of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. The next translated headline, story of the week. Here it is. I gotta tell you, I still haven't seen the actual footage of that, but this morning I heard the audio of it, and I gotta tell you, I heard just the audio of it. It was kind of unsettling. I'm gonna just say.
When you watch the video, I'm running in my brain for a week.
I'm not gonna watch.
It is really disturbing.
I don't watch beheadings. I don't watch Tiger King. What's that called? Tiger King.
Yeah.
I don't watch. Yeah, I don't watch shit like that. Okay.
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind is good.
I haven't seen that, but I'm not above it. Okay, next. Okay, the next translated headline, story of the week: the proof that corporate vowers are wearing no clothes. Here's the actual headline: Disney vows to help repeal Don't Say Gay law. Says Florida Governor DeSantis should have signed it. This is how you ignore something until it's after it's too late. I mean, they ignored this.
Shouldn't have signed it, right?
Right. No. DeSantis should not have signed it. Sorry if I mumbled.
I just didn't want to mislead.
I'm going to remind people that Disney said nothing about this we had a year. There was a year where most good people were screaming and panicking and pulling their hair out about this. Although he has no hair to pull out, so maybe that's why he couldn't do that.
It was all pulled out.
But here's what I want to say. Yeah, I'm waiting for my. I'm waiting for my. Yeah, I'm not getting a rim shot on that one. But here's what I want to point out. This might actually be the ascendance of Bald Bob Chapek as a brilliant CEO, because he's actually playing both sides brilliantly here. Because all us woke snowflake idiots are pissed off, and all the right wing woke idiots are pissed off. Here, I put this in our
Wait, why are
pre-production
they
notes.
pissed off?
Here, I put this in our pre-production notes. I don't know if you have the document open, Ari, but this is out of a very right-wing news show called Newsmax. It's a network, and they have a wonderful picture. I actually like this picture of a smiling bald Bob Chapek surrounded by a rainbow Mickey Mouse and
like the pride flag.
And beneath
beneath
the title, the wokest place on earth. So both the left and right are pissed off at Bob. Yeah, go ahead.
The flag that they like, the way they did the Disney, a pride flag is just a rainbow. They managed to squeeze in the German flag on the top, right? Like
no. You clearly aren't up to date on the newest pride flag. The newest pride flag also includes the trans colors, which are the blue, white, and pink on the bottom, and then to include like the intersectionality of various races within the LGBTQ plus spectrum, and so that's the black and the brown on the top.
But it should have been at an angle, right? Like they didn't quite get it right.
That's true. There's
it's that way. Like, they literally did it like it looks like they did the German flag, and then they added some colors underneath it.
Get off your German hatred. This is embarrassing.
I'm just uncomfortable with that flag.
That's my next story. My last story here for story of the week. And I have a prediction about Bob Chapek later, so stay tuned for that. Here's the last story of the week. Here's the translated headline. I hope Emma's still here, but I don't see her.
She is. Her camera's disabled.
No, your camera's disabled.
Okay.
Now we can all see each other. You're the only
Here's
one.
The story. Here's the so that's why they're called Black Rock and not Happy Yellow Smurf Rainbow Rock. Here's the actual headline. Black Rock president warns entitled generation to put their seatbelts on over speeding inflation. So Black Rock calling out Americans as all being entitled. There you go. There are my stories. Take a look when you're ready to vote. Tell me what you think.
I mean, so I'll go, I think, because BlackRock cancels itself out. It's up there twice.
Yeah.
There's two of them, and they sort of cancel themselves out. I feel like I'm reserving the Will Smith story for...
I don't want you to pick that one.
Asshole of the week, which is coming up. So another spoiler, which really leaves me with Disney and Elon Musk. And I think even though Disney has sort of won this last week, I think the right-wing reaction to Disney this week is even more fun than the left-wing reaction to Disney last week. So I'm going with Disney as the story of the week. Every vow is pointless and everyone hates everyone. I think that's a brilliant story of the week. It sums up the week for me. I'm going with that.
You might be right, Matt. I feel like he stumbled into being a CEO genius.
Some kind of genius. I'm not sure what kind.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Bob's going places. Emma, you don't seem to agree here. What do you think the story of the week is?
I actually think I almost agree, but I'm gonna take a sharp left turn and actually go for
shocking.
And go for BlackRock CEO who is now pro Bitcoin because
Emma, that was gonna be me.
Why?
No way.
Go on.
Okay, I'm interested to see if you'll agree with my reasoning then.
Yeah, why?
Probably not.
My reason being is because I think that it is a perfect example of wherever the money is where the people will go, no matter what their predisposition was about it. I just think it's a really good example, and I think that it's an important story for people to pay attention to because it is just proof that it's all fake and that
I agree. Emma, I absolutely agree. I think it is a very important example, and I'm glad you pointed it out for that reason. Ari, why do you agree with Emma?
Suck it, Matt.
So shameless, for real. And the fact that, I feel like if a CEO said something like that and then changed his or her mind, I don't know who the BlackRock CEO is.
There's no hers.
Oh, she doesn't know it's Larry Fink. I feel sad about that. We haven't taught her anything.
Oops. Well, I get confused with BlackRock and the other
Blackstone.
The other one that you can't think of the name of.
There's also Bluestone, I believe.
Anyway, you can't.
Yes.
You can't change your mind. You should change the person at the top always.
Well,
that's it.
Wow.
I don't.
Can't
I like
your
that.
mind. That's harsh.
Ari's calling for a regime change. I like this.
Yeah, don't change your mind.
You're like
change
Joe
the
Biden.
person.
You can't go from index of money laundering to being like,
yes, you can. You definitely can.
Launder money over there.
It.
That's where I agree with you, Ari. Is that it'd be one thing if you just called it a bunch of gobbledygook and silliness, but I mean, look, an index of money laundering, that's a pretty serious thing, especially when we know the types of people who need to launder extremist amounts of money. So to flip from that suddenly, is scary. But Ari, here's the problem: is that if we get little Larry Fink, the next guy down the ladder is a guy who thinks that all Americans are entitled.
No, just millennials. I do think though that you guys are underestimating the corporate we just saw the story earlier this week about like how right-wing proxy activists are targeting Disney because of their wokeness. They're like stepping up this like anti-woke corporate like activism
and asking them to disclose more. Which is great.
It's the irony of it is fantastic, but I do feel like it's going to be a more perpetual story than like the BlackRock. It's not surprising to me that the BlackRock CEO is just going to chase the money.
Blah blah blah.
I think this is more about maybe. Okay. Despite that, Matt, you're wrong. This is a democracy. The Friday show. So the winner, actually, story of the week is BlackRock CEO who once labeled Bitcoin index of money laundering is changing his tune on crypto. And here's where you're wrong. And here's where you're wrong, Matt. Oh
my God.
Here's where you're wrong, because it's only us liberals who have the endurance to stay in the ESG field. The right wing is they're gonna get bored of all the data crunching, all the nonsense, fighting for disclosure. That's only for us academic eggheads. They're not going to last in this shareholder activism game. They're going to get bored and they're going to bail. That's my prediction. They're not nuns. They're not nuns.
Wrong.
They seem to endure a lot of stuff.
Let's move on to Ass Holiest of the Week. Hand the mic over to Matt Moscardi. Come on. Nobody's favorite, Matt Moscardi.
In no particular order. And no one's favorite, Matt Moscardi, is going to bring you the asshole of the week in no particular order. First up, corporate Putins. Here's the headline.
Oh, wait. That's right. Referenced that. Yeah.
Corporate Putins. Meta paid a consultant firm to sling mud at TikTok while talking up Facebook's role supporting Black-owned businesses. So if you don't know what this is, we talked about it yesterday. Let's give it actually some real asshole flavored time. Because here's the lead up. In 2011, Zuckerberg, and I'm going to say Zuckerberg. It's not Meta. It's not Facebook. It's not Instagram. It's not WhatsApp. It's Zuckerberg. That's it. Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg hired a public relations firm to plant stories about Google in local news about privacy. They basically were trying to discredit Google about their privacy rules. Also in 2011, Zuckerberg settles with the FTC for privacy violations. So smear Google, do bad thing. In 2018, Zuckerberg hires a consulting group called the Definers to do opposition research against its critics, including George Soros. Why were they critics of Facebook? Because also in 2018, Zuckerberg leaks 50 million users' data as part of Cambridge Analytica, and a bug on their system makes another 14 million users' private posts public. Now, it's 2022. There's been a litany of things that have happened to Facebook since then. But now we find out that Zuckerberg, not Facebook, Zuckerberg didn't just pay for a consulting firm to go after TikTok. The strategy was actually to take rumors that were started on Facebook, like the slap a teacher meme, which wasn't a thing on TikTok. It started as a Facebook rumor and migrated to TikTok.
What?
And the reason why it migrated to TikTok is because Facebook hired a firm to start putting it in op-eds and local news so that people would be afraid and outraged at TikTok. They knew it wasn't a thing. Here's the quote from the article.
Yeah.
The firm used, quote, a mix of, quote, genuine concerns and unfounded anxieties. That's an internal email from the firm. The point was to take your fear and turn it into a corporate strategy to eliminate the competition.
Wait, so you can just stop this category now. What are we doing here? I mean,
I'm gonna need a minute.
And someone, come on, Matt should be your favorite for this reporting. Come on, somebody, come on.
This is the cost of having a corporate Putin.
Absolutely.
This is it.
Absolutely.
We decry the war on Ukraine.
I could not agree more. I could not agree more.
But not the war on society waged by Zuckerberg. One guy. One guy.
And I keep thinking this, Matt. Hulu has. I love the name. So they named the show about Theranos. Again, I love this show. There's a show on Hulu called Theranos, going over the whole history.
It's called The Dropout, but that's fine.
No, hold on. Sorry. About Theranos. I got ahead of myself. But what did they name the show? They named it The Dropout, which I friggin' love. But who is also a dropout is this guy, Zuckerberg. And I don't know. I mean, part of the point of undergraduate education and liberal arts degrees is to kind of have an understanding in morality, ethics, like all this stuff. Like this is part of what probably all four of us were trained in unwittingly or wittingly by getting our degrees, and this is what he clearly dropped out of. I'm just saying, like, or avoided intentionally, knowing that to create this bullshit company off of an idea where you rate women. It's outlandish.
In the end, he's there's a million reasons why you could pick. Like Zuckerberg is the asshole, but corporate Putins to me are the asshole because I do not want to be colonized, not by Mark Zuckerberg or any other company. I do not want to be influenced. I don't want to be unwittingly or wittingly influenced by your stupid advertising, your fake op-eds, your fake news feeds, because now nobody knows what's true. Like you go to the local news, and if Facebook can hire a consultant to plant stories in local news, is anything true at all? I am not interested in Zuckerberg or Musk's view of humanity as an unfettered capitalist free market with no limits. I'm not interested. Get the fuck out. I prefer my democracy clean.
Can I just say that when a white guy who went to Brown is worried about being colonized, it does feel as though we're in trouble, huh?
Yes, we've jumped the shark.
Let me ask you this. Is a white guy who went to Brown smarter than a brown guy who went to white? Where's my rim shot? Where's my...
What about a white guy that went to McGill?
Thank you. I want to add one anecdote here. This is one of my favorite / least favorite Zuckerberg anecdotes is that I'll never forget this. I worked with a gentleman at my previous company called MSCI. This is not against MSCI, so I can say it. I'll never forget. He told me that he has to, every week, this is a true story. Every week he had to drive to New Hampshire. And for those of us from Maine, nobody wants to drive to New Hampshire. So this is a Mainers only joke. Every week he had to drive to New Hampshire to his father's house. His father was an old man who lived alone, just to delete Facebook stories coming in on his news feed because they were riling him up, making him crazy, making him fear everything, making him hate everything, causing constant anger and agita. And it's just, I'll never forget that story. Honestly, it's perverse.
One guy. All right.
Planting stories, is there no law against that? Like,
I to Emma's point yesterday, this is a corporate move, right? I mean, they've always been doing this.
Always.
Yeah.
The amazing part is
this degree. Like
the statement
they have so much more
Facebook,
power.
The statement out of Facebook, like their spokesperson was basically like, this is what happens. This is the industry. Sorry. That's basically was the corporate statement. All right.
Yeah, well, what
with your government?
Asshole number 2. Are you ready?
Yeah, go.
No.
Will Smith. All right, I'm not gonna give you a headline. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time.
No, please just
quick.
Come on.
I tell my kids, unless someone hit you first, you use your words. My kids are 11, 9, and 4. Okay, Will Smith managed to suck the air out of inflation problems, war in Ukraine, war crimes in Ukraine. There's literally war crimes happening in real time that we're hearing about. And Will Smith is what we're talking about. A billionaire tax, Supreme Court nomination hearings, one of the most qualified Supreme Court nominees ever. And Lindsey Graham comes out and says he's not going to vote for her.
Not one of the.
Because what? Will Smith sucked the air out of actual things. Will Smith, from the bottom of my heart, grow the fuck up. That's it. Asshole number 2. Number 3. Everything about this story. Are you ready for this story?
Yes. No, and yes.
Here's your asshole headline. Quote, sexual harassment training is outdated. VR might be a fix. The subheader.
Oh, no.
This is just going to trigger Emma. I know it is.
Wait, why not me?
Keep going.
Because she knows where this is going. Yeah, VR. This is in the article, the subheader. VR sexual harassment and discrimination training might be the next frontier in the metaverse.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's right. I've seen the pictures of it. So, apparently they are saying that sexual harassment training at corporations in particular are not effective, and they are dated back to the 80s and 90s, and no one's learning anything, no one's engaged. The way to solve this is to make it more visceral and go into the virtual world of the metaverse. And they show these screenshots of you walking up to a bunch of dudes, and one dude is like, hey, you look gorgeous today, and you choose your answer, which is like, how dare you say that? Oh, hey, Andy, and how you doing, cutie? Like, those are your 3 options. Like, that's what humans would say, of course, right? But this is why it's my everything about this asshole of the week pick.
Yeah.
Our answer to sexual harassment should be to go to the place where literally the most sexual harassment takes place to learn about sexual harassment. I mean, I get that sexual harassment videos are stupid and pointless and they don't really do anything. But are we really suggesting that a 10,000-year-old problem of men harassing women everywhere is because the videos aren't good enough to teach us?
Yeah.
Is that a suggestion?
I'll tell you what, what would actually work, because I know dudes, unfortunately, is have more women in charge. Because men have a way of shutting up when it's not just a big broy frat. I mean,
that is exactly
they get scared.
Correct. This is an accountability problem. 80% of management are white men. 75% of board members are men. 74% of Congress are men. The average age of those men, they were 13 years old when women were burning their bras to get attention. The women's lib movement was actually happening. They were in their teenage years, their formative years. Maybe the problem isn't the delivery mechanism of sexual harassment training. Maybe the problem is men. Maybe that's it. Also, side note, they cite this statistic. 59% of women and 27% of men reported receiving unwanted sexual advances or verbal or physical harassment. 27% of men? Really? I mean, we're doing it. I'm sorry.
But you're swallowing the lead, though. 59% of women. That is frightening.
No, we know.
That sounds low.
That sounds low to me.
Yeah, because
I'm with Emma.
Yeah, because not most things go a lot of things go unreported, I should say. Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Like what about like microaggressions or like subtle hints that don't really qualify mentally as like I'm being sexually harassed, but add up over time to like, Matt, I got sexually harassed.
Does this article say who was going to be responsible for writing these, for coding these? I mean, I kept thinking about like abortion laws, like, because my point of view is that only female legislators, only female voters should be ever voting on anything related to abortion. So can we at least agree that only women should be coding for this stuff, programming this stuff, writing the dialogue here?
If history is any guide, and if we're looking at a comp like Victoria's Secret, that's right. It's going to be men who make women do this.
All right.
That's number 3. My last
Yes.
Asshole of the week is March Sadness refs. That was bullshit. That was bullshit. That's it.
Okay. This is an easy one for me. I'll go first.
Putin.
The first story. Come on, corporate Putin, Zuckerberg. Come on, what are we talking about here? Matt, and I did dig up the trolley response from spokesperson Andy Stone, who said this.
Oh yeah, it was great.
We believe all platforms, including TikTok, should face a level of scrutiny consistent with their growing success. That's their That's their reaction to why they're doing this. But it's so incredibly trolly, considering that they are, of course, that same platform with growing success. Anyway, this is a no-brainer. That's my vote. Corporate Putins.
I have to say, I am also going corporate Putin, but the VR sexual harassment training videos are a pretty close second. Like, that's a good one. It's
Will
a good
Smith
one, but Zuck,
Zuck.
deservedly so.
Ari? Yeah, go ahead.
Matt, you have really outdone yourself this week. This was just...
Well, I was told that I wasn't that
This is
interesting. I was the
horrible.
least interesting person on the show, so now I'm like trying.
Well,
No, they didn't say
you told
interesting. They just
them.
don't like you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
I'm
nobody
not
likes me.
interesting.
Well, now they're really not gonna like you.
People just like
but-
dumb jokes. Yeah.
I'm going with corporate Putin as well, even though they all.
Full clean sweep. Okay, we can wrap up that category.
feel
Corporate
terrible.
Putin. But really, Matt, it was the way you delivered it, I think, that won that. Because we could vote for Zuckerberg every week. But this TikTok story is
That was just so
even
much
for
worse
them.
than
How do they keep outdoing themselves? It's pretty remarkable,
really,
actually.
It's really a race
There's
to the
shamelessness.
bottom with them.
And where's the oversight board? Where's the oversight board on this?
Oh, well,
one?
the oversight board has been a little bit busy. In 1 year, they've done a staggering 23 cases in 1 year.
Can we cover?
of
Actually,
oversight.
I asked for that a few weeks ago. I'm gonna make a note. We need to cover. I want to cover some of the latest
Let me just
oversight
give
board
you
Got it.
decisions.
For 10 seconds here, I'll just give
Yeah.
you the last case that they covered.
Okay.
It was a case in Sweden where they had they discussed, it was a meme about how Sweden is too lenient on sex offenders. The case actually was posted in 2019. Zuckerberg removed it in 2021, and they just decided it.
You know what? You know what the funny thing is an actual board of directors. You know what that also is, Matt? It's an oversight board. So if Facebook, Meta, if they actually had a board that provided a counterbalance to Zuckerberg, maybe they should remove a leader responsible for this kind of nonsense you're bringing up about using people's fear and anxiety to promote. Anyway, okay, I'm moving on.
Ding ding. Let's
blah
go.
blah blah.
All
Blah
right.
blah blah.
What's next? No.
It's
Good
me.
news of the week. Yes.
I don't know how I'm supposed
Always
to
my
follow
favorite.
this up.
Yeah, always my favorite,
like-
mostly because you never really quite make me feel like these are good stories. Come on, let's do this. Come on.
Well, I don't
And
know.
I don't want anything about. I don't want to hear anything about Unilever giving out like free Hershey Kisses or something. Like I want to really I want to hear something good.
Does
Come on.
Unilever own? No. Okay.
No, it doesn't.
Not
Here
the
we
point.
go,
They can
Damien.
still buy
Let's see if
Hershey's.
this pleases you. Number 1. Women under 30 out-earned men in 16 cities across the country.
16? There are like 16 cities on the left part of Texas.
Okay. They did not
Actually,
out-earn
the
them
right
in
part.
230 something cities. You're correct.
Oh,
However,
I feel
according
depressed.
to
Yeah,
Pew Research analysis of census data through 2019, this is all across the country. On average, women from 16 years old to 29 years old, they earn 93% of what men make. And you're probably like, how is this good news, Ari?
Uh-huh.
Are you? Are you? A little.
Yeah, I mean,
Look,
obviously.
I'm trying to influence Damien's reactions by hitting the cheering button on the media board.
Come on, get to it, Ari. When will I get happy?
Let's just focus on these 16 cities. They include New York City and Washington,
please.
D.C. And it's where women are getting ahead is places that they require higher levels of education, right? It makes sense. And women have been earning more college degrees than men for decades. However,
wait, yeah, keep going.
What?
Sorry.
Don't let her finish.
Tell me.
I want to know. I just want to know if you know what the percentage is by population, like overall, and how much are they out earning in places like New York and DC? Do you have that in front of you?
Yeah, overall, it's 84%. So nationwide, women of all ages, they earn 84% of a man's dollar.
Oh. This is not good, Ari.
So young women,
Yeah.
93%. It gets up to 120% in some cities. However, this stops at age 30. And what happens at age 30? A lot of women start having children. So it drops off. It doesn't last very long. However, Emma, this is good news for you. This is your age bracket right now.
Part.
Okay.
Oh, that was it.
That was it.
That was it. Women under 30.
I'm not voting for that one. Thank you for making the voting easier, at least. Thank you. What's up? Well, what else?
Number 2. This is gonna make you want to move back to Canada. It makes me want to move to Canada. Canada has got childcare.
Yeah, they do.
I'm pretty sure we had childcare here in New England.
Well, not for $10 a day.
Yeah, actually,
$10 a day.
Before you do that, Ari, I have an anecdote. I'll never forget when I lived in Quebec. Quebec is better than Canada, by the way.
Oh my God.
And Quebec actually wants to. They kind of want to secede, kind of like Scotland. But they were upset when I was there because they wanted to raise the price of childcare to $5 a day, and they were pissed off. I'll never forget that. I was like, wow, I love you. Okay, keep going.
So, Ontario just voted yes towards this package that will give $24 billion to all provinces across Canada to cut childcare costs to $10 a day, because I guess it's been higher. And this is
so great. Come on.
So this is great. Okay, you love it. Yeah. Well, this also ties in with, the previous thing, right? Like, women get a wage penalty when they have children, but men get a wage bump, right? Like childcare and family paid leave. This is all connected.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 3.
Come on, you're killing Matt. Come on. What is it?
The era of 1 million girls would kill for that job is quickly coming to a close. That's a quote from
Devil Wears Prada
editor, and she was referencing the Devil Wears Prada, right? So 500 employees across a dozen titles owned by Condé Nast have unionized or have applied to the company to become unionized. And this is and I know we've been saying these stories for a year now, but this is significant because 500. That is one of the largest ones that we've read so far.
Wait, okay, I'm sorry. Sum that up for me. What is happening at Condé Nast? Everyone's unionizing. Who's unionizing?
500 employees are
just 500.
Yes.
Do they represent a certain segment of the company? I don't understand why it's only 500.
No, it's across titles they're not already unionized. So they owned already some magazines that have unions within those magazines, but like Vogue, Vanity Fair, GQ, those don't have unions. And 500 of those employees have applied to the News Guild of New York.
Okay.
And the company, so this is significant. This is, Condé Nast.
No, come on, I like it. I like it. That's so much better than your first bullshit story. Yeah, I love it. What's anything else? Come on, 16 cities. Anything else?
I was surprised by that. Are you kidding me?
You're happy about that? I'll be honest with you. Even when I hear Matt say that, what is it in Congress? 26%?
7%.
Is that what we said? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's 26%.
Even that, it's such a horrible world we live in that even that number, I was like, that actually sounds pretty good for how horrible men are. Like we're actually it's like a little bit of progress. Like when I was a kid, that number must have been like 9%. But that's horrible that I'm celebrating 27%. Absolutely horrible.
Okay,
any other good stories?
My 16 cities.
No, I'm not. Never. Any other good stories?
Follow your logic. That's it.
Okay, I like it. Thank you, Ari, the data queen. Anyone want to weigh in here? Maybe I'm wrong about the 16 cities. Maybe someone else will vote for it.
I just don't understand. You don't find it shocking that women out-earn men in some places in the country?
Well, I guess this is like the Emma's reversing stupidity thing. I mean, I know. I know what it's like. I know full well. You know, I live in a household with a woman and children, and I know what it's like for her to be a woman in the just raising children. I've worked with women. I know what it's like to be a woman working with us horrible men. They should be out earning us everywhere, all the time, like constantly. Like I don't even know what to say, Ari. I mean, it's good, I guess, in those 16 cities. I don't know what to say. Do I have to agree with you all the time?
All right.
Yeah.
I can get through this fast.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So I'm going to go top to bottom. So I am going with Canada. Childcare for $10 a day is pretty incredible. It's
hates
hard.
Indigenous people now.
It's what everyone should be doing. It's what most nations with a high GDP do for their citizens. Canada is just the next on a long line, and the States is probably 50 years behind that, which is depressing, but I still think it's very good. Happy for Canadian families who now have affordable healthcare. Then, however, very happy about the Condé Nast thing, especially given the precedent that it sets for other publications unionizing. So that's good. It's a good secondary choice. And then the first headline that Ari gave did come in third. However, as a woman, it is, and I think where Ari is coming from is, it is shocking to me that women can out earn men anywhere. Like, that is not information that I knew.
I hear you.
I didn't know that I had the potential, given that it is my age demographic. I didn't know that I could out earn men anywhere at any age. So, yeah.
Well,
Go, Emma. Stay 29 forever.
As a producer at Free Float
Hey, I
Media,
have 5 years.
You are out earning all other producers at Free Float Media.
That's true,
right?
I'm
Look, I don't want to crap on that. Ari.
I believe you already
did.
do
it. You can do it weekly. It's fine.
The overall picture, I hope you can agree, is disturbing and depressing. That's all I'm going to say.
This isn't math segment anymore.
It's 2020. It's 2022 after all. And look at what Salesforce is doing. They analyze the data, and they just change. They write checks to get everyone equaled up. So it's clearly not difficult. Okay,
I'm sorry. I thought you were also crapping on Salesforce.
Oh wait,
right,
there's a beep. I want to address the beep. Tell me about the beep.
I don't want to talk about Salesforce anymore.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But you have to admit, Emma, like you have to be at least marginally impressed that they're doing an annual audit and adjusting these salaries consistently, writing checks when they find discrepancies. I don't know other companies that are this diligent about that one thing. But anyway, I don't want you to
go colonize Hawaii, Mark Benioff. I don't care.
Okay. All right. I'm with you. I'm not really. I'm going to vote on this one. I come on. I got to vote for Canada. This is an easy one. And by the way, Quebec is right. Even $5 a day is too high. So,
I'm gonna actually vote for unionizing. All right, so here.
Yeah, explain this one. I don't get this story. Explain this one to me.
So Ari undersold it. That was the problem.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, I'm so depressed after your segment.
That's true. That's true.
So the order.
First of all, pay parity for women being achieved anywhere should not be so crapped on. That said, the anywhere that we're talking about, yes, New York, Washington, D.C., L.A., some really big places. Also included in those 16 cities are Wenatchee, Washington, Barnstable Town, Massachusetts, Lebanon, Pennsylvania. These are places that I'm not sure any woman under 30 is like, that's where I'm going now. That's not going to happen.
No, yeah, it's misleading.
I have problems with some of the cities. The Canada childcare, $10 a day. So $10 a day actually represents 6% of the median Canadian salary of $54,000 a year. It comes out to, roughly 6% being paid. Currently, monthly childcare ranges up to about like $1,500 a month in Canada as it is. And if you do the math, they're kind of spending $10 a day already on childcare. Like, it kind of works out that way-ish. It's a little bit more, but it's not like they're paying exorbitant amounts. So,
what? Well, wait, I don't get the math there. So $10 a day is roughly $200 a month.
Well, I guess it depends on what you're considering your work week, but $10 a day if you're plopping your kids.
Did someone change Monday to Friday suddenly? Okay. I don't know what you're talking about, Matt.
I think it's great. I think it's great, but I also think it's not nearly as good as this fact.
You sound like Emma. Yeah, your Canada hatred.
24 billion being invested in this.
I was about to say.
There are a record number of journalists unionizing in the last year. A record number. Right. Journalism is like the one thing that combats corporate Putins.
Yes.
The more, I don't care if it's Condé Nast, where like you're talking about like stuff that I don't necessarily care about.
Is that journalism? What is that stuff?
Look, these are the people you want to pay people. You want to incentivize people to tell the truth and do a good job, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Condé Nast isn't pumping out fake news. They're pumping out basically marketing material for like buying stuff. I don't care, because when Condé Nast does it, it happens elsewhere. When you see record unionization in journalism, you get better journalism.
Yep.
I'm going to vote for that, because what I want is some pushback to information controlled by a college dropout. I'm all for this. I'm saying that is the goodliest of the week.
Yeah, and I crap a little bit on Condé Nast, but they do have some actual journalism going. There's
another
the New
beep.
Yorker.
This is the most beeps we've had in like a year.
The New Yorker.
I am so controversial.
Vanity Fair, Wired. You're right though, Matt. The New York Times. There have been some unionization efforts there that have been successful. BuzzFeed News, I think, as well.
Mm-hmm.
BuzzFeed just killed its newsroom.
I know.
I know. It's like the list
that
ranking.
Was the greedy shareholders.
At least they're unionized though.
And I wasn't saying by voting for Canada Daycare, I wasn't voting against Condé Nast. I'm just voting against Barnstable, Massachusetts being included as a city. I'm sorry. But like, what are we doing here? What are
like
Lebanon, PA?
Cities.
That ain't no city. Okay. Thank you for that. And Emma, you're right. I think we next week we do need to reorder. Matt depresses us routinely. And I'm going to say he's really good at this. I got to tell you. But
that was what the beep was for. It's annoying when Matt is compelling.
Yeah, no, but his assholery is compelling. It's so I love it. But I think you're right. We do need to reorder it. I think I do want Ari to go. Maybe that's why I'm so bitter when we get to Ari. So I think we need to move Ari up.
She has far and away the hardest job out of the four of us with these categories. Like, just far and away, she has the most difficult.
Well, maybe
task.
she shouldn't pick Procter and Gamble when they decide to add an extra
it's slim
handicap
pickings
spot
for
in the
her.
parking lot.
Sometimes
okay,
Procter and Gamble's all she has.
Okay.
All right.
Excuse me.
This show is a million years long. Let's move it along.
Come on.
Thank God.
All right. Let's pick this up, shall we? All right. Irritatingest of the week with me, Emma Lurking. Number 1, the Recording Academy and MasterCard are bringing Grammy Week into Roblox.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like I'm starting out strong here with this. Exactly. Thank you. Okay. Honestly, I don't have that much to say about this one, except for a very basic stop bringing stuff into the metaverse. It's stupid and I'm bored. Award shows in general are already just large advertisements, which is annoying on its own.
Yes.
So bringing them into the metaverse is doubly as annoying, and I'm not here for it. And the fact that MasterCard is involved is confusing and sketchy, and I don't like it.
It's kind of like when
MasterCard's everywhere. Olympics,
it's kind of like when
MasterCard.
When you first go to college and you're like, I remember you walking around trying to sign up for clubs. They have a day where you're signing up for clubs like co-ed naked volleyball. Yeah, all the credit cards have tables.
They are.
Like, but what are they doing there? They shouldn't be preying on you, though. I know, but they shouldn't be there. Just like the recruiters for the Marines shouldn't be there. Like, get away.
25% interest rates, baby. That's where you get them.
Get away.
I don't remember a single credit card table.
I remember that.
I remember the dental dam table though. I was like,
to be fair, Ari, I've talked to some of your friends from college, and you were pretty goddamn high when that was happening. So I don't know.
All right, number 2. Mark Zuckerberg says he tries to surf every day to help take his mind off getting punched by the news. Here's what I have to say about this one.
Is this a Will Smith
joke? No, unfortunately. I'm gonna Dwight Schrute this for a second. Fact.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg owns 1,500 acres of land on Kauai.
Wow.
Fact. Mark Zuckerberg built a 6-foot wall around his 1,500 acres on Kauai.
Only 6 feet?
Fact.
Okay.
Mark Zuckerberg sued over 100 local Hawaiians, many of whom are native Hawaiians, with potential claim to his property. So not only is it annoying that Mark Zuckerberg is feeling so sorry for himself that the news is covering like 30% of the horrible stuff that he and his company do,
yeah, true.
but he's surfing on stolen land that he's colonizing all over again. So sick. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg.
Emma, weigh in for me on this. 6 foot walls enough? Is that enough?
I would go Great Wall of China with it.
Yeah, right. I think he's like a 48-foot wall.
That's why he's sad.
Yeah,
exactly. His wall isn't high enough. All right. Number 3. BlackRock president warns entitled generation to put their seatbelt on over speeding inflation. Absolutely no explanation necessary here. Fuck off, Rob Caputo. I hate you. Number 4.
That one's definitely a little bit hard to swallow. That one, yeah.
Yeah, it's not great. And number 4, finally, Elon Musk claims SEC misconduct as Tesla CEO seeks end to limits on tweets. Must I remind Elon Musk that he illegally manipulated the stock market? So instead of going to jail, poor baby can't tweet anything he wants at any time. So he's accusing the SEC of misconduct. I don't really think so. Don't think that's how it works. I think he just really likes attention.
Yeah, Emma, good point there. Can we remind everybody that no one has had a larger CEO pay package tied directly to share price and market cap than Elon Musk ever?
No.
And so he had every reason to be consistently manipulating the stock market with his nonsense tweets. So, they're definitely tied together here.
This one though this one's a layup. Well, actually, it's a little bit of a battle in my mind. I don't. BlackRock president. I don't care. No one cares about you. Just shut up.
I like this one.
I think that's it's not irritating. It's mostly just shut up.
I like that it was recorded at a Texas oil and gas.
That was
the best part. Elon Musk, I'm bored of. Zuckerberg surfing every day to get his mind off being punched by the news is irritating.
Yeah.
And doing everything in the metaverse is irritating. But I think Emma's structure of facts for the Mark Zuckerberg story puts that over the edge.
Yeah.
There's nothing more irritating than that. So I'm going with Zuckerberg getting punched by the news.
Forgive my inability to understand measures of acreage, but how much is 1,500 acres? Does anyone know? What is that?
A lot.
What does that mean?
I live on 1/2 an acre, and that's a giant piece of property.
Yeah, you have a pretty nice yard. Yeah, 1/2 of. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt. Already you have a vote. I'm confused by this one. Yeah, go ahead.
Roblox thing. The great.
Whoa.
Why?
To the metaverse. Because I just really dislike award shows.
Fair.
And
that's your reason?
Me too.
They're trying to be cool again. And they're going this way. It's just nobody cares. Just go die already. As in the award show, not any specific person.
Are they trying to be cool, or are they just realizing that they need to set up their tables everywhere to grab people?
Well, they're becoming obsolete. They need a new gimmick of some sort.
Right.
Yeah, younger people do not care as much.
I'll tell you, I don't.
Young people, if you go to an award show in the metaverse, you understand you're not meeting real celebrities, right? That they're not there. That's not a real place. It's not a real thing.
I'm sorry. The metaverse, I've been to the metaverse. I've also played Lego Harry Potter. It's the same. I don't understand what this technological advance they're talking about is. It's just not that.
Correct.
I don't know.
I like
Played
learning
World
this
of
about
Warcraft
you, Emma,
when I was 17. It's the
Yeah.
same.
I like knowing that Emma played Lego Harry Potter, whatever the hell that is.
I sat next to my brother usually and watched him play.
I don't
That's
know. Again,
what I did.
is it it's a video game?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's honestly kind of an old one that I'm referencing.
Okay.
Honestly,
So yeah.
Emma,
All right.
you'll get this with me.
Yeah.
That was original Twitch. When you just
100%.
sit next to your friends, except that it was social. You'd sit next to your friends and you'd make jokes about the game and you'd be like, "Oh, you almost got it." That was called Twitch for us.
Yeah, Club Penguin, very similar. You had to like figure out how to swear when you were in zones where you could talk to other people, but you couldn't actually swear because there were moderators that prevented you because it was a game for children. So you'd put like a bunch of spaces in between all the letters. It was great.
You know, you're really right about that, Matt, because for those of us who were raised in households where their parents refused to buy them any video games, my life at that age was going to my friends' houses and watching them dominate every game because they owned the game and they'd play for 4 hours straight. I would sit there like an idiot waiting to play.
With your mouth half open.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. My vote here is, oh boy. Yeah, I got to agree with you, Matt. Ari, look, first of all, I have a new appreciation for you, Ari. It's hard. This is hard for you every week to bring good stories to this. It's because I realize like how easy it is for Matt and Emma to bring irritating and asshole stories because
you mean like
we're covering
nice
the corporate
stories.
world. Yeah, it's tough. So I'm going to be easier on you in the future. But
no, don't
Matt, I think you're right. The way Emma presented the Zuckerberg story was beautiful.
That's
I was
the
really
win.
I was really
Thank
moved
you.
by that. I could have listened to that for like a half hour. So
I wanted more facts. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to give that a vote. So that's the most irritating of the week. Let's wrap up this ridiculous, laborious show with who won the week? Anybody?
Ooh.
I can go.
Go.
Yes.
I think that Matt and I won the week because we figured out that we could battle over the soundboard.
This is good news to me. I love the soundboard. I love it.
We love the soundboard. However, this does in turn make Ari and Damien the losers because they have to like be here while Matt and I battle over the soundboard.
No, that's where you're wrong. Actually, I'm the winner when you guys play with the soundboard. I like it the most out of the four of us.
It's true.
I make my own sounds.
It like that's honestly
You're
pretty
just gross.
good.
Sorry.
I do it a lot at
Ari
home.
just won.
Yeah.
Ari, do
Go
you
ahead,
have a
Matt.
winner for the week?
Mark Zuckerberg's surfboard.
Oh. All right.
That's pretty good, actually.
I don't
it
like
did
that.
win
I
the
don't
week.
like that at all.
I like that a lot. My winner was flip flopping. BlackRock flip flops on crypto. The Academy flip flops on its own code of conduct. Disney flip flops on gays. I think flip flopping is the story of the week.
Well, my story of the week was kind of like yours, Matt, a little bit. Is Disney for not only owning the headline about this flip flop, but also owning the company that hosts the Oscars. Don't forget they own They own ABC, which I love, and I love that they're complicit in all this garbage. So that's my who won the week predictions, and we'll get the hell out of here. I'm going to start off quickly. Because of all this wonderful news around Disney, I'm really fixated on Disney this week. Bald Bob becomes a big, bald, gay Bob icon by 2023. That's my prediction.
That's not a prediction. That's just the truth already.
So you think he is a gay icon already because of this? Or do you think that the community is like being like too late?
Like, I think he's an ironic gay icon. You know what I mean?
Maybe the best kind. I have no idea. All right. I got to be honest with you, Emma. Yeah. Wait, but before we get to that, Emma, I got to be honest with you. Seeing his beautiful shiny bald head next to the pride flag, and like it gave me a kind of a new appreciation for his sexiness. I don't know what it did. Something changed in me.
He's a gay icon in the way that like Mr. Clean could kind of be a gay icon.
Yeah. Everything's changed for me. I'm a new man. Okay, Ari, sorry. Go ahead.
I think they're going to take Will Smith's Oscar away.
Whoa.
Good prediction, though. Good prediction.
That would be great. Take it away. Take it away.
It is Oscars music.
Yeah, we don't have Oscars music, so I just put
that kind of sounded like it.
If they take his Oscar away, I will listen to Matt and give the win to
No, I think they're going to kick him out of the Academy, but that's not my prediction. My prediction is that the March Sadness rules change for next year.
Oh, maybe.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, that's an easy prediction because you're like half of the people who make the rules. So, okay.
Because he didn't win this year, so there's got to be a change.
Still might have.
Look,
might have.
My 4-year-old and I play a game on the way to school every day called the bus game, and every single ride, all it is you call out a bus, and whoever sees more buses wins. And every single morning, that's it. It's the stupidest game
What a
ever.
terrible game. Yeah.
Every single morning, she changes the rules so that she wins. I'll call a bus, and she'll be like, "No, that bus is not yellow enough. You don't get that point."
Oh, I like it.
She changes every single. She's smart enough. It runs in the family. I'm changing the rules so that I win next year.
Yeah, Matt, you are super. I realize how super woke you really are, because we used to play a game where I remember if you saw a certain car, someone would punch you.
Yes, punch
buggy.
Punch buggy. So you're really evolved, Matt. I appreciate that.
Yes.
No punching in the Matt's car. I like it. That's it. I gotta stop talking.
Behind me.
I'm done. Someone else get us out of here. I'm done. I can't take it.
Hey, I don't get to say my prediction.
Oh, you have a prediction, Emma? Go.
Emma is going to change Matt's password to our recording software so he can't access the soundboard anymore.
No.
Dirty.
No. I think Matt has a brilliant skill on the soundboard. I'm sorry, Emma. I think
I want to win the soundboard.
I think you're wrong.
And the winning prediction is...
Wait, we don't vote on predictions.
Mine!
Wait, that's not a contest. Okay.
That's me changing the rules of the game during the game. That was Ari, the Data Queen, and Emma Lurking and Damian Rollis. I'm Matt Moscardi. We are Free Float Media. If you like this, come back on Monday, where I swear to God, we got to get these shows under 20 minutes, like for a daily news show. It's just gotta happen.
This is what we do on Fridays.
It's gotta happen. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.